How should you support me in my quest to get rid of all of the werewolves in Cyrodiil? Well, just like and subscribe. What's going on, YouTube? It is Friday, which means we're inside the Hollow City, inside a Cold Harbor, to go over our first of 2 weekend vendors. We have the energy. We did a stream today. We did a video earlier today. I have a 16-hour shift tomorrow, and I will not be held down. We are going to be excited because we have more boat items. Funnily enough, I did not know that until I saw the first item here. I love me some boat items. The reason for that is because I built a whole boat inside of my house, and as you can see, these items are a bit all over the place. This is the new item for the week. You can tell because it does not have any pricing data, and I do love the fishing pole. So of the items here, you can see average wise which ones are going to make you the most money versus which ones are losing you money. To me, the item here, although this thing is interesting, it is only 450 gold, which is kind of odd in that it's very cheap. But I'm like, what do you do with this? You could put them everywhere. You can make like a fence maybe out of them. I don't know. What would you do with this? But anywho, dock wenches are really good, but 6.7k gold off 4k is really not a crazy amount of value. To me, the obvious winner this week is the fishing pole rack. So many houses need some fishing poles inside of them. That is the item that I recommend for you. It almost doubles in value over time. And now we are inside of the Northern High Rock Gate, which we are inside of Cyrodiil. That looks a little bit better than the one we were at on stream, but we have ourselves some golden items. As we jump into this, please hit the like and subscribe button because we start with Blood Moon from March of Sacrifice. When you deal damage with a melee light attack, you gain a stack of blood cents for 8 seconds, and after 5 stacks, you become frenzied, ironically like a boss, for 5 seconds, increasing your melee light attack damage by 20-50 and your attack speed by 50%. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds. So it's actually a pretty decent set, but the problem is that there's a lot of better light and heavy attack sets out there. But I would say this is easily like an 8 or a 9 set just because of how flavorful it is. And you don't see very many things that increase your attack speed. And fun fact, this actually, I believe, was nerfed at one point. It used to actually give you higher attack speed, if I'm not mistaken, or something else was different around this set because it used to be very prevalent on werewolves. You know how I feel about those. It's good for werewolf builds, obviously. It's good for light and heavy attack builds. It's not the best of the best out there, but it is still a good set. Next up from Bloodroot Forge is a Flame Blossom. Now this one gives you mag spell recovery, penetration, and then when you deal damage, you summon a line of flame that, which I don't know why it's not pluralized, just a singular flame that moves forward after 1 second, dealing 79-53 flame damage to enemy in its path and applying the burn status effect. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. Couple problems with a set like this is that you may realize that a singular straight line, most enemies are not going to either be A, big enough to where they have a big enough hitbox that as your flames are moving, you're getting a lot of ticks in there. And overall, burning status effect is also fine, pretty common. People used to actually use this a lot for PvP. I don't necessarily know why. I think that it's fine. It has a good 2 through 4. Its flame damage is obviously very good in the sense that it does a lot of damage, and it's certainly good for dealing damage in a straight line. I think it's like a 7 out of 10. I'm only giving it that highly because it is somewhat versatile. And if you're fighting a big boss that has like a big old hitbox, like think like a trial boss, like think about how big those dragons are in Sunspire. You can get quite a lot of value out of a set like this, but it's very niche in the value that you're getting. Next up is from Reaper's March, the Smuggler's Necklace. When you drink a potion while in combat, you gain Major Expedition. This is garbage. Now, you might think to yourself, Jake, Major Expedition for 30 seconds, that's a long time. Do you even see, like, you got to think, right? This is not even that good of a set, and it's giving you a ton of value for its 5-piece. Major Expedition in the day and age of scribing and Psijic abilities that give you Major Expedition and all sorts of other ways to gain Major Expedition or just speed from jewelry, for heaven's sake. Don't use a set like this. I mean, yes, maybe there's a world out there. No, you can't even use it for a crafting set because you need to be in combat. So you couldn't even be like, oh, well, Jake, you know, I just drink random garbage potions that Bastion makes me and then I just run all wimbly-bimbly throughout the overworld. No, It's a 5 out of 10. This is the definition of a set that it just exists in the game. Next up is from Somerset is Vanus. Now, Vanus, I like how it gives you 2 through 5. That is a max mag, maximum magicka recovery, maximum mag, weapon and spell, and then after completing a fully charged heavy attack, you gain major mending after 5 seconds, increasing your healing done by 16%. And then it increases for each restoration staff passive of Essence Drain. Now, this is a bit of a weird set in the sense that it does give you 2 through 5 and then a bonus on top of it. The major mending is not something that I think is a necessary 5-piece set bonus for most people. Even the places that it actually comes through, I don't really see this being super helpful. I would give it a 7 just because it does increase based on your restoration staff passives, major mending you could get from some places, but maybe it's a set that you could still consider as good. It is a DLC set, so most DLC sets are good in some capacity, but man, this is not a set that I'd recommend any of you to own. Next up is Cradle of Shadows Veildrith. Now, Veildrith, 1-piece weapon and spell. You could always use it for that. Second piece, when you deal damage, you have a 20% chance to spawn 3 disease spores in front of you after 1 second that deal a bunch of disease damage to any enemy they hit. This effect can occur once every 8 seconds. This is one of those things that I think is absolutely imperative that I think that you should consider, but you have to consider it from a couple angles. Veildrith is a great set if you need to do PvE DPS. Now, you might think to yourself, Jake, there are better sets. Yes, there are, but I always encourage people, if they're getting into PvE content, to take whatever mythic or monster set that's good or great that they can just end up using, because at the end of the day, you just want to deal damage. It doesn't matter how much damage you're dealing once you get to a certain point. If you can deal at least 70 to 75,000, you're getting into trials, you're going to go get your trial gear, and then you're going to start wearing the best in slot stuff. So from that aspect, this is a great set, but it's also bad in the same aspect where it's not the best set. It's not Zons. It's not the Harpooner's Kilt. It's not Pale Order. It's not Oakensoul. Certainly not Oakensoul, meaning that it's probably not going to get used by the majority of players. But if you have the ability to run Cradle of Shadows and you can buy this shoulder, you have a very good, competent 8 out of 10 monster set that you can use to deal some good damage, even if it's not the best. It's not a 9 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10, but that doesn't necessarily matter. I think if you're a new player, getting a set that just gets you dealing damage is fantastic. Next up is from Moon Hunter Keep Vakuza. Now, this is a set that I think has been a bit overshadowed. And unfortunately, I don't know if subclassing is going to make this better or worse, because I don't know if you're still going to need Nightblades to run Major Cowardice or if you're going to subclass them out of it. But I don't think that you're going to be running Vakuza in 2025. Very rarely. But when you bash an enemy you've taunted, you frighten them, applying Major Cowardice, lowering their weapon and spell damage by 430. For 8 seconds, this effect can occur once every 15 seconds. It's got okay-ish uptime. It is completely fine as a set. The problem is that you get Major Cowardice other ways, and because of that, this set kind of falls off the radar of most people. Now, maybe it's going to be worth it to put debuffs like this back onto a support character, so that way you could subclass your Nightblades into other things, but generally, if you're in a weird situation where you need to run Major Cowardice, you're just going to end up doing it through a Nightblade anyway. So that's what I would say is, unfortunately, my recommendation for this week is Veildrith is a very fantabulous set. Other things to consider, Flame Blossom is certainly okay, and Blood Moon is also certainly okay. A lot of 7 out of 10s this week, but nothing that's really, necessarily worth the juice of the squeeze. What I would say is, if you're a new player and you did a lot of Mid-Year Mayhem especially, I would get the Veildrith shoulders, get some friends together, hopefully they have thumbs, not like mine, and get yourself the monster set to go with it, and you'll have a very competent 8, even potentially arguably a 9 out of 10 PvE monster set to start dealing you some damage. Then you can use that and go forward and deal some damage out there. But everyone, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you getting a boat? Are you getting a monster set shoulder? Do you know of a use for Vakuza that I am missing? I am not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I could be overshadowing some completely normal utilization for it. Infinite archive, maybe some sort of arena. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. As always, we're doing our 3 giveaway drawings. Funny enough, though, we're 3 subscribers away from our next subscriber goal. So please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button as well and leave a comment for our first of 2 giveaway drawings. And the third thing is just look for a hidden word be flashed upon the screen. We have at least 1 hidden word per month. This one will likely be a crown pack because I have quite a few of those codes to give away. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys. And thank you those who dropped in on stream. Made quite a few pieces of content today, so thank you guys for that. Love to see you guys, and I'll probably stream again on Sunday. We have a big old 16-hour shift on Saturday, so we'll see how that goes. I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.